Welcome to Legal Nurse Podcast. My name is Pat Iyer, and I have just finished doing a podcast with Joe Flores. He is a registered nurse, has been a legal nurse consultant, went through school to become a nurse practitioner, and is now trying cases in Texas as an attorney. Joe, we did a 3-part podcast and covered 3 different but related topics. The first one being looking at your transition from being a registered nurse in the critical care unit to becoming a nurse practitioner. We talked a little bit about the kinds of patients and the training that you went through to become a family nurse practitioner. And then we focused a little bit on insurance and nurse practitioner liability. What were some of the key points and topics that we covered in that area?
Well, Pat, thank you for having me on. And those 3 areas included the role of the MP and the things that are happening right now. I would underline to MPs that you need to carry your own insurance, occurrence-based or versus claims made. Occurrence-based wins every time. You don't have to carry it with you when you leave a place and worry about if there was a potential lawsuit or complaint. And generally, occurrence-based, good quality policies also have an administrative clause that will defend your license in front of the nursing board, saving you tens of thousands of dollars for only a fraction of that every year. And we also talked about the NP coming to the table and learning more about legal issues. And I would welcome that. Secondly, the LNC's role and how I migrated to that. That brought me to the road I am today and what I use today. It's extremely important for people to learn the rules of the road if they're just starting and getting into lawyers' heads and thinking, which transitioned into the marketing aspect, which we underlined is important. You need to let a lawyer know right off the bat, I'm here to help you bring justice to your clients, and I can possibly or probably save you money and save you time. And those 3 areas will hit their heart and mind, and they will get the point quickly. And then lastly, we talked about nurse education, the nursing shortage, and you brought up a great point that we need more educators as well as students because their waiting lines are long. We need more educators, and I would ask people of my age group and older, senior nurses, to come forward and teach. Come forward in your retirement and revive your life and learn the great gifts that teaching has, because not only are you the teacher, but you're also the disciple and you learn from your students every day.
One of the expert witnesses I gave a lot of cases to was on the faculty at a Philadelphia-based university. And she said the expression in her school was that you should continue to teach as long as you could push your walker ahead of you and drag your Foley behind you.
That's true. And with Zoom, you can comfortably sit down with your Foley and your walker by your side.
That's right. That's right. No need to even get up off your feet. Well, thank you, Joe, for spending your time with me on Legal Nurse Podcast. I know that our listeners will want to know how they can reach you, to connect with you. What would be the best way for them to do so?
They can reach me 24 hours a day on my exchange, 361-887-8670. To learn more about what we do, email us at info at floreslawfirm.com. That's FLORESLAWFIRM.com.
I believe you said that once or twice, Joe. That just rolled right off your tongue.
I get used to it.
Thank you. I appreciate the time that you spent with us today. I appreciate you who's been listening to this podcast and enjoying Joe's unique perspective. You'll see more of him in our next conference and in future conferences. And be sure to tell a legal nurse consultant about Legal Nurse Podcast. We are now in our 7th year of production, and we've got listeners as of right now, today, in 95 countries. It's delightful to be able to hear your perspective and to be able to help you. Please let me know if there's a topic or a guest that you would like to suggest for the show. You can reach me at patriciaiyer@gmail.com, and I would be happy to hear your views. Be sure to come back next week for a new show.
Thank you, Pat.